figured people would be paying attention to the video for sure, and I didn't really know what to expect as far as, like, for me, it was just about communicating what, I don't know, like, I've been on the sidelines watching this thing, like, turn into this debacle of, like, bigger lie on a bigger lie on a bigger lie, and, I don't know, it just, like, felt sort of, like, it felt justified, but at the same time, it's such an impactful video, there's obvious hesitation on my end to put out something, because again, like, I don't necessarily need the video, really. Like, for me, like, I put out, reaction videos here and there that'll get, a million views or whatever. Like, I don't necessarily need this video, so it's like, oh, I could just do nothing and, not deal with potential heat on it or anything. So that definitely crosses my mind, for sure, but I don't know, it felt like something that kind of just needed to come to the surface and then him address it finally.
It's definitely different than some stuff that we've seen in the past. Like, there used to be those like NutriFast or Slim Fast type commercials, or there was like stuff with like Dan Marino and these NFL players and people that used to be overweight or retired from their sport, and they gained a lot of weight, and then they said that they used this product to lose weight. And I think a lot of people probably knew that they didn't, but there's also a lot of people that probably don't recognize that. However, in the case of the Liver King, it was different because anytime the conversation got to be about performance-enhancing drugs, he would not only deny it, a lot of times he would go out of his way to deny it. And in conversation with him, when I sat down at his dinner table, he was the one bringing it up, and he was the one, commenting like that he's natural and he follows these ancestral tenets and stuff. So he kind of, in a way, I guess, like what we saw with Lance Armstrong. Mm-hmm. Lance Armstrong went after people, he went after people for years, saying, suing people and all kinds of stuff. So I think in this case, he's adamantly lying and denying and stuff like that. So I think it was important to get that information out.
Yeah, I just, I don't know if it's because he wasn't a public-facing individual and was so disconnected from that world from the jump that he wasn't aware of, how that is perceived in the fitness industry, because it almost seemed like something you would have seen 20 years ago, but not now. And I don't know, it was just baffling to me that he would not only go out of his way to bring it up and to lean into it. Like, you could have, I don't see how much, maybe there's a bit less impact if from the jump he just said, yeah, by the way, I need this, replacement therapy overseen by a doctor, but these other, lifestyle practices are still what overarchingly are my foundation for being a healthy person. I don't think people would have not got on board with what he was preaching otherwise.
And he kind of mentions that it doesn't impact his business much. So if it doesn't make much difference one way or the other, why wouldn't you be forthcoming? I've been forthcoming. I've been talking about steroids forever. And in my brother's movie, Bigger, Stronger, Faster, I mentioned I love steroids. I'll probably be on and off them the rest of my life. Probably, I feel the exact same way today as I did 12 years ago. I fucking love them, and I will probably party with them until the day I die.
Chill, dog. Goddamn. But, with this whole Liver King, there does seem to be a good and a bad to it, because it's not like I'm a big fan of Liver King, but when you look at kind of initially when he came onto the scene, he was talking about the tenets mainly, and then a little bit later on, the supplements ended up coming in as being but if you don't want to eat liver, take this supplement. And the interesting thing that he was doing, which you don't necessarily see done, is, for example, in fitness, I guess you see this sometimes now, but
the realities of modern life make it tougher than ever to maintain a healthy diet. EG1 gives you high-quality daily nutrition that helps fill nutrient gaps and powers your everyday performance. Subscribe now at athleticgreens.com/YouTube.
OG fitness, you'd see guys come on, they're fucking huge and they look a certain way, but it's because they take this specific testosterone supplement. This helped me gain, increase my testosterone. They literally said, this supplement helps me look this way. Now, again, I don't love the Liver King or anything, but he never necessarily said that if you eat liver, you will look this way. You know what I mean? He never said that. And it's a tough thing because I'm not saying it's right that he lied. We know that. It's not good that he lied. But the message was never eat this to look like this, even though for people who are uneducated and aren't in fitness or don't pay much attention to this, it's gonna be perceived that way from a lot of people. Pat Roger family, shut your f***ing mouth. We've been talking about breathing through your nose, take for 55 cents.
I don't think that the explicit nature of everything is what we're ultimately like after.
Prayer. Links in the description and the podcast show notes. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that the explicit nature of everything is what we're ultimately like after all the time. I mean, you could say that like every Coca-Cola commercial, every McDonald's commercial shows healthy people experiencing life in a beneficial way, and yet we could demonize them for portraying their product like that, when in reality it causes serious health issues. They don't explicitly say you're going to be a healthy individual if you consume our products, but it's still likely it's insinuating, and it's likely going to lead to a net negative down the line. I think there's two like real reasons, and I remember this conversation with Derek specifically, is that it's kind of like we didn't want to. I mean, he could have literally just pressed record and just read the emails, and that video would have banged, and then it would have taken off. But I remember saying, like, let's make this a little bit bigger than that. Like, let's develop a story that is overarching to not just the fitness community, but sales and marketing as a whole. And the holes in all of those things that people refuse to see it, or they do see it, they just are kind of complicit in it. So with Liver King, what you saw was a lot of people who are saying the same thing over and over again, as if it's some sort of like new take. If you believe that he was natural, you're an idiot, right? And the thing is, like, nobody would be willing to admit, not one human right now would say, I thought he was natural.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt, though. Seriously. No, that's the thing. When Mark went over there and asked him, and he said, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
When he came back and we talked about it, I didn't say, yeah, I believe he's natural. But to be perfectly honest, I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Because you would like to take people at their word with some
And
of
for
these
me,
things.
I chose to just keep my opinion to myself when I did come back and when we did talk about him, because I'm like,
But that's
I'm not gonna sit there and call him a liar.
You guys are like outliers in the fact that you knew the guy and you or had experiences with him, or you secondary knew him.
We've been in the
I guess
industry a long time.
the thing that I wanted to point to was like he's this kind of guy who's like this lovable heel. He's like, whether we know he's natty or not, it's kind of like, that's just a Liver King, let him do his thing. Yeah. I always bring this example up when he appeared on UFC. It was like they were showing actual celebrities, and then they're showing, oh look, there's the Liver King, and there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, he's not natural, but it's the Liver King. I want to get a picture with him and all these things. Like, okay, so just to be sure, like, now that we've proven that he's not natty, are you going to take a picture with him? Are you going to do the same thing with him? Maybe not. But those are the same people that we were kind of trying to be like, hey, like, it wasn't just the lie in that he was taking steroids. It was like his whole setup was a lie. I mean, when he called his shot, I think was the most crazy thing. I want to look as good as possible, so I need a coach to help me take my drugs to look as good as possible so I can promote my brand.
Andrew, you mind commenting on this a little bit? Our
Sure.
conversation?
And by all means, Mark, cut me off if I say too much. But no, when Mark came back after hanging out with Liver King at the Liver King Ranch, we were on a walk, and me and Seymour just like, come on, dude, like what do you really think is going on here? Because like we wanted Mark's opinion. And he's just like, I think he made a business decision to get in the best shape possible by all means, and he hired, and keep in mind this is well before your guys' video. He's like, he hired a media team, and he's like, I'm gonna have them live with me, they're gonna record everything, and I'm gonna get as much attention as possible. And then fast forward, I don't know, get 4 months or so when your guys' video came out, and in that email, everything that he had said is what Mark had said right after he met him, but obviously he didn't tell him this directly. This is just what Mark had like assumed had happened, and it was spot on. And it was just like one of the craziest things where I'm like, Mark, how'd you figure that out? And that's just Mark being Mark sometimes though.
When you read the email, I was like, holy fuck. Yeah, I was like, I kind of felt that when I was there because he's really smart. I don't know if either one of you are ever.
No, I think he downplays his intelligence
Interaction.
significantly.
I asked him, dude. I asked him business stuff, and he just like,
Yeah.
he just went off just like anybody else that I've ever met that's really proficient in business.
Joking. Guys, like, comment, subscribe, and head to the Power Project Discord, alright? Know you enjoy the videos?
There's a new breed of long-distance moving in town. Fetchable moving and storage from
the Joe Rogan experience.
There's a thing when you watch like a guy win a world title fight.
Yeah.
There's a thing when you watch two of the best in the world fight, where everyone gets to watch.
Right.
And these guys, who are the wildest and craziest of our population, get to do this thing, which is akin to combat.
Fully.
It's like physical combat with no weapons, but your own body.
Yeah.
Use that as a weapon, and then see who knows how to do that better, and you do it in front of the world.
Yeah, I mean that is the ancient shit of like single combat, right?
Yeah.
It's like each culture, or if you wanted to avoid a war, we pick our best guy and we fuck each other up. And there is a feeling of that, definitely, especially when it's like when it's clashes of cultures, right? When it is like Khabib and it is fucking, Connor or whatever. It's like these guys from completely different places, and it almost feels like that's what's cool about the World Cup. Obviously, it's not combat sports, but there is something sick where you're just like these countries. This makes so much. And these people, like, they got eliminated, but Japan and Korea, if they had won, they would have played each other in the fucking World Cup. It's like Korea would have fucked Japan. Like they're so mad. I mean, that's their oppression. You know what I mean? Like Japan fucked Korea up.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like those ancient rivalries, like England and France fought each other for thousands of years. You know what I mean? It's like there is something fucking awesome about. And whenever like a third world country plays America, you don't think they want to fuck America up?
Of course.
Fuck you. You got all the money in the world. We don't give a fuck.
We know you put our dictator in power.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We know you orchestrated.
Come on, dude. My uncle was the democratically elected guy's fucking minister of the press. He got assassinated too. You gotta go, motherfucker. Yeah. This is for the CIA. This goes for the CIA.
Yeah, I mean, it's like war proxy.
It's cool.
What was that article? You highlighted something?
It's a tradition of it. I don't know that it was an official
Says
mandate
a deeper connection was claimed during both world wars, football as a training ground for soldiers and officers, the game as a mimic war requiring cool thinking, self-sacrifice, and physical courage. So at least in some ways, it's kind of, obviously from that, it's like a proxy.
Yeah.
It's like a thing that you can do. You can do that instead of war, or maybe it can help you practice for war.
Sure.
But that's
especially back then when they really world wars could pop off at any time.
at any time.
Maybe you can't,
That's the thing with combat sports too. It's all of it is it's the same thing. It's like it's just a way. There's a thing that people have inside of them they want to conquer.
Yeah.
And women want to do it too. They want to do it socially.
For sure.
And it's and some women physically the ones that you want to fuck.
Yeah, conquer me.
It's a weird thing that we have in us, and it makes you wonder if people hadn't figured out sports and hadn't figured out games.
Yeah.
How much would we be fucking each other up? It
Right.
seems like that's what people are designed to do. And all these other things that we do that all the other animals don't do are probably the thing that's allowed us to become what we are.
Right,
It's
right.
probably the things that allowed us to figure out civilization.
You blow
We
up
figured
holes.
out ways, to get along. Like, let's play with a ball.
Right,
Let's
right.
I'm gonna hit this ball instead of your fucking head.
Right. I'm not gonna sneak in.
Think about it, a weapon, a bat is a fucking club.
Oh,
it's
dude.
a total weapon. It's
Yeah.
like instead of your fucking head, which I want to hit,
It's this
let's
ball.
use coconuts.
I'm gonna pretend it's I'm gonna pretend you're fucking nuts to this coconut.
Yeah. And they said back to there was this, no, I think we researched this too, but goddamn, that marijuana's ruining my memory.
Respect, by the way.
we're
This is such a
talking
great racket.
about
Get high and shit. Be like, what was that fucking meme I saw? Was that an article?
in the Mayan, that Mayan football game. They used to have a football
Oh, yeah,
game,
yeah.
and
Which is like football and a little like lacrosse. It was like kind of
yeah, you had to like knock it through like a hole.
Yeah.
And there was also talk that sometimes they used a human head.
Yeah, that
but
shit
I don't
was-
know if that was folklore or
Right.
true. And then there was another thing that I read that I never could remember if this is accurate, that the winning team would be sacrificed.
Whoa, that's fucking sick. Go to the gods, a winner.
That'd be a long ass game where people keep missing the
Whoops.
ball.
What is it, Jamie?
There's an article about it, says, for instance, did the game's winners and losers get sacrificed at the end of the game? The answer to both questions is no.
No, so it's all bullshit.
Players are likely
But,
not
but what if they were?
And
Yeah,
the
that'd be
ball
cool.
wasn't meant to go through the hoop.
Dude, it wasn't? What is the hoop for?
But that game was really.
What is that? There's like a hoop, right?
It's
Isn't there a
more
hoop?
likely to happen from time to time. But it's not what it was for.
Oh, okay. So it's like extra points?
Yeah, it's like Harry Potter. It's like you. It's all about catching the little gold thing.
The holidays are upon us.
The worst times of your life are the best teachers because it's painful and it hurts and we don't see it oftentimes when it's happening. But when you do look back on the worst times, you'll learn that those are the things that taught you the most.
it has not been easy. It has not been easy, you know. I know, you know, some people say, oh, you know, Pep just tough it through, but it's different when your mindset is so up and down, and, you know, the doubts and everything creeps in. And you have to grit and bear it, because people don't understand the prep. It's not the dieting and starving that is the hardest part. Yeah, that's hard, but it's not the hardest part. It's mental, the mental battle you have to sort of go through to get to where your journey and get to your destination, get to your goal. That is what really tests you in the prep. See how deep I can really push myself and how deep I can reach. Push deep into that dark zone, push deep into my character, push deep into, you know, everything I can imagine it to be, to get the best out of me. You know, I ask myself, how badly do I really want this? And am I really willing to suffer another week and push even deeper than the week before just to get a better result?
Welcome to your 30-minute intermediate, okay? Trap, hit, cardio.
It's been a journey. You know, it's made me feel confident, achieving a physique that I really want. I can make it happen. It's made me realize, you know, what my body's really capable of and what I can truly do with it. And seeing that fills me with confidence and fills me with pride. My goal during this Olympia is make a statement that everybody will never soon forget. And that is what we're planning on doing. Now give it all you got and really, really show what you can do and what you're capable of.
The first belief that you have to accomplish anything of merit is believing in yourself. You want an empire? Make yourself, build yourself, focus on yourself, because it's the only thing you can truly, truly control. It is much better to fail daring for something great than try to do something small and achieve.
And it's mental. It's always going to be mental. You know, as much as physically you're tired, you're hungry, you're exhausted, but the mental challenge is the one that really hits you and really knocks you down, and really knocks your confidence, and really knocks you into that depression.
Everybody wants most for the least effort. What you do at home, you do at home. Once you step your foot in the gym, right, you cross that line to your warrior and you're fighting for your life. You don't go into the gym to save yourself. You go there to punish yourself, to challenge yourself. Lift the goddamn weight. Is that everybody wants most for the least effort. What you do at home, you do at home. Once you step your foot in the gym, right, you cross that line to your warrior and you're fighting for your life. You don't go into the gym to save yourself. You go there to punish yourself, to challenge yourself. Lift the goddamn weight.